Yu Menglong's missing phone found in a Beijing elite residence? According to commentator Li Muyang, citing screenshots from netizens, an online investigation team made a shocking discovery. At 12:18 a.m. on October 23rd, Yu Menglong's phone was located at Building 9, Courtyard No. 1, Lingkui Road, Chaoyang District, Beijing, Shanglin Shijia. Public records show that Shanglin Shijia is a luxury residential compound built by a central state-owned enterprise, consisting of 10 high-rise buildings and 824 households. The developer is Beijing Zhongzhi Real Estate, a China Electronics Corporation (CEC) subsidiary, and the property manager is Beijing Zhongdian Ruye. As the investigation continued, the anchor found that the phone number was tied to the initials ZY. Based on prior registration data, the real name linked to ZY is suspected to be Zhang Yan. Since Yu Menglong's phone number is in her possession, it naturally means the phone itself is also in her hands. If this were a criminal case, the phone should be preserved by the police as key evidence. If not, it should have been returned to Yu Menglong's family as a personal belonging. Yet, on October 23rd, that phone appeared in Zhang Yan's possession. So who exactly is Zhang Yan? And why does she have it? Netizens uncovered that Zhang Yan likely works for Tianyu Media. After graduating from the Guangdong University of Finance and Economics, she served as a lecturer in directing, took part in Hunan TV Tianyu Media's 2013 Happy Boys Guangzhou regional event, and was involved in shooting promotional films and on-site coordination. It's known that Yu Menglong took part in Tianyu's Happy Boys competition in 2013, making it into the top 10 finalists. Soon after, he officially signed with Tianyu Media. And that's when the nightmare began. Digging deeper, they found that Zhang Yan is also the executive director of Beijing Gaoqing Vision Film and Culture Media Co., Ltd., holding 1% of its shares. The company's legal representative and majority shareholder, Zhang Lihua, owns the remaining 99%, and the firm's registered address lies in Chaoyang District, Beijing. In a follow-up post, the anchor stated they had examined Yu Menglong's phone location records from August through September 11th, only to find that every trace had been deleted from the public security database. The few remaining entries merely listed Yu Menglong's own Beijing residences. Then came the questions. Why wasn't Yu Menglong's phone returned to his family? Why did the police erase his past IP records? And why were the IP logs of several key suspects also deleted? The investigation team, visibly angered, demanded, with evidence this clear, does the CCP's Public Security Bureau still refuse to admit this is a criminal case? A netizen replied beneath the post, the deleted IP timestamps are crucial. They prove that during that period, Yu Menglong had already been kidnapped and under their control. Those records could reconstruct the crime, which is exactly why the perpetrators had to erase them. That same user continued, the operation was handled with expert precision. These are repeat offenders. This is not their first killing. Once again, it shows that the public security apparatus has become a servant to the real bosses behind the scenes, loudly pretending to catch criminals while destroying evidence and shielding murderers. The ability to erase IP records from inside the police system clearly lies far beyond the authority of ordinary officers. As we mentioned in our previous report, Bibo, the director of the Chaoyang branch of the Public Security Bureau, is likely just an executor. The real protective umbrella may well be Wang Xiaohong, the Minister of Public Security, who was publicly exposed by the Red descendant Lin Beichuan. At present, Lin Beichuan's whereabouts remain unknown, and we can only hope he is safe. Those who dare to speak out for Yu Menglong inside mainland China now face serious danger, becoming targets hunted down by the perpetrators themselves. For example, the female director of a Beijing media company we reported on earlier has been repeatedly threatened with death, and not just verbally. The attackers even rammed a car into her on purpose. She was lucky to escape unharmed, but one of her employees suffered a serious leg fracture. In the Yu Menglong case, the more clues emerge, the more terrified the villains in the shadows become. They silence witnesses, erase evidence, and spread rumors to muddy the waters, steering public attention away from the true culprits. Even Wang Xiaohong, China's Minister of Public Security, has been shielding them, further proving just how deeply rooted and immensely powerful these perpetrators' backgrounds truly are. China's hidden director breaks silence. Go after the most powerful one. A well-known but unnamed film director from mainland China has reportedly reached out to commentator Li Menglong through a trusted friend, sending a private email filled with frustration and urging the commentator to share his message with the public. According to that friend, the director said he could no longer tolerate the arrogance of those evil men. His words were quoted in the email. "Persistence is never wrong, but you must have a clear direction. Don't act blindly. Focus on one person and never let go. Who should that be? Go after the most powerful one." In fact, rumors are currently circulating, speculating that one celebrity or another may be involved, but these could all be intentional distractions. The focus should remain firmly on Yu Menglong. Therefore, the true culprits must be the central focus of our pursuit. According to the unnamed director's words, go after the most powerful one. Who then is the most powerful among the culprits? Here is a breakdown of the main suspects believed to be responsible for the Yu Menglong case. First, Ji Guangguang, also known as Li Ming, said to be former Chinese Premier Li Peng's grandson, is believed to be one of the primary suspects. Second, Cai Yijia, whose real name is Cai Zhengjin, rumored to be the illegitimate son of Cai Qi, born in Fujian. Third, Xin Qi, named from the very beginning, is said to be a distant relative of Xi Jinping, or possibly the son of Cai Qi and Tian Hairong's elder sister, Tian Haiyan. He was said to have long shown an unusual fascination with Yu Menglong, an obsessive, almost twisted kind of admiration. Public records show that Xin Qi is a senior executive in a CCP state-owned enterprise, at 18 already a deputy bureau-level official, and by 28 promoted to deputy minister level. Fourth, the red-haired director Cheng Qingsong. Fifth, possibly director Fang Li, rumored to be Cai Qi's cousin. On the night of Yu Menglong's murder, he was reportedly present at the crime scene, but later took a red-eye flight to Chongqing to avoid suspicion. Sixth, Du Qiang, a key connecting figure who likely knows the crucial details of the torture and killing of Yu Menglong. He is said to be a professional assassin with a cold, ruthless gaze, placed beside Yu Menglong under the title of manager, but in truth assigned to monitor and control him. Rumors claim that Du frequently beat Yu Menglong and that Yu feared him deeply. In addition, there is Madame Song Yiren, who operates an illicit underground pleasure house catering to celebrities. The former nightlife figure turned actor Fan Shiqi, also known as Fan Xiaohua, and the artist Zhao Maiqi, who once lived with Ji Guangguang. All believed to be minor accomplices, but that does not mean they will be spared. Whether masterminds or accessories, everyone involved in the Yu Menglong case will, sooner or later, face justice. Meanwhile, Chinese citizens have found a creative new way to fight back. Chinese citizens turn food deliveries into protest. Justice for Yu Menglong. Commentator Li Menglong has revealed another striking update. With no official channels left to speak up for Yu Menglong, many Chinese citizens turn to food delivery apps, using the remark section to write messages like "Justice for Yu Menglong" on their orders and sending them directly to CCP departments. The recipients would see these messages printed on the delivery receipts. In the past, people wrote petition letters. Now, it has become a delivery petition. But as more citizens joined this creative form of protest, authorities quickly stepped in. Food delivery platforms have now disabled the remark function. Screenshots from Xiaohongshu show that both Meituan Delivery and Taobao Flash Sale have removed the option completely. Across all of Beijing, no matter where you order food, the remark field is gone. When asked, Meituan's customer service said the feature was undergoing system upgrades without confirming whether it would ever return. Ella.me gave the same answer. So, what does this swift suppression reveal? Ordinary citizens are using every possible channel to speak up for Yu Menglong and demand justice. It's deeply moving. And now the Chinese people can see this regime's true nature more clearly than ever. Once its core interests are threatened, it will stop at nothing to silence you, to crush you, leaving no way out. It threatens not only you, but your family, your friends, and everyone around you. There are only two outcomes: death, or fear so deep and exhaustion so heavy that you surrender, forced to carry your resentment in silence for the rest of your life. Perhaps the parents of Yu Menglong, the parents of Qiao Renliang, and the families of countless other fallen artists are enduring the same kind of suffering. Is there any regime more evil than the Chinese Communist regime? This is today's China. This is the thuggish nature of the communist system. Yet we may never truly know where the limits of this regime's cruelty lie. And what comes next is even more shocking. Vanished for 3 years. What really happened to Yu Menglong? On September 15th, a NetEase public account reignited public attention on the disappearance of Yu Menglong. Between 2020 and 2023, the actor had almost completely vanished from the entertainment world. Some mainland outlets claimed he had gone deep into the mountains of Yunnan to teach voluntarily, even donating 500,000 yuan, about $70,000, to a charity in Henan. But here's the catch. Yu Menglong was under the full control of Tianyu Media. How could one of their contracted stars simply vanish for 3 years? How could someone under such tight management disappear into a remote province without consequence? It's the question I've asked from the very beginning, and now the answer finally seems to be emerging. Commentator Dayu believes Yu's so-called teaching trip was never what it seemed. According to him, it served 3 hidden purposes. The first, to avoid the pandemic. Dayu claims Yu had long been selected as a sacrificial target. From 2020 to 2023, during China's strict COVID lockdowns, Tianyu couldn't risk any mistake involving him. So Yu was quietly relocated to an isolated region, Yunnan. The second, why Yunnan? A viewer later sent Dayu a letter quoting a Western alternative outlet, claiming Yu's 3 years there were far from simple. His once bright, open personality had turned withdrawn and melancholic. The source suggested Yu may have been sent to a detention or re-education camp. And that's not all. Yunnan borders northern Myanmar's Shan state, an area notorious for scam compounds and secret camps. The deeper you look, the darker it gets. The secret horror in Yunnan. On September 24th, British medium Ty William first claimed to have received spiritual messages from Yu's soul. Messages saying that not only celebrities, but even children were being held underground. Because of the sensitivity, Dayu referred to them only as HT. Not long after, a horrifying discovery surfaced, matching the medium's words. On October 16th, travelers at a highway rest stop in Sichuan filmed an HT at 3, dirty, crawling on all fours, with food in the mouth, while 2 adults, apparently the parents, stood idly by and did nothing. The video went viral. Online investigators traced the family to Xinjiang village in Dali Prefecture, Yunnan. Locals said the HT never wore clothes. They had reported it again and again. Nothing changed. When questioned, local officials said the parents were college graduates practicing natural education. The couple even lashed out, saying, "This is our way of life. No one has the right to interfere." The public was furious. What kind of education was this? Most netizens concluded the HT was being deliberately trained into canine behavior. Then came a chilling revelation. A netizen claiming to know the inside story said this wasn't an isolated case, but part of a massive industry chain, a secret facility in Yunnan where HTs were confined, trained like animals, and broadcast on the dark web for profit. The videos reportedly earned US dollars from foreign viewers. And it wasn't just one HT. Last year, a couple of vloggers stumbled upon the site and reported it to the police. Officers who entered were so horrified, they had to call for reinforcements. Locals later said the HT from that case had already disappeared, without a trace. Now, as public outrage grows, many fear that this year's HT will meet the same fate, silenced and erased from existence. By October 23rd, a Weibo blogger following the case reported that all posts related to HT had been taken down. censorship moving even faster than during the 2022 chained woman scandal. Comment sections were filled with despair as people expressed their helplessness toward the world they were living in. One netizen wrote, "This is a blatant challenge to the moral bottom line of human civilization. An open act against humanity. If this goes unpunished, mankind will fall back into barbarism. We all have to speak up." Tianyu later remarked that the case reveals how the CCP's inner circles truly operate, an industrialized system of human mining. Under such a demonic, cult-like regime, no one even knows where the bottom line of cruelty lies. And if Yu Menglong had indeed been taken to Yunnan, could he have known about these horrifying crimes? The demonic death script. A single shock gives birth to all things. On September 23rd, a user named HeZG, the same person who had mysteriously predicted Yu Menglong's death 4 years earlier, posted another cryptic message. A single shock gives birth to all things. The truth is at last revealed. He has ascended, returning to a peaceful life. Only longing and remembrance remain. Our memories are forever frozen on that second-floor moment, when we sat face to face, laughing and talking. May he rest well in heaven. If true, this message felt like the final punctuation to a prophecy fulfilled. Someone had predicted his death 4 years in advance, and the possibility of ritual sacrifice now seemed disturbingly real. When Yu Menglong finally returned from Yunnan, his comeback, and also his last drama, a love story of oiled paper umbrella, once again sent chills through the public. The line, "A single shock gives birth to all things," was also the final words spoken by his character, Nan Fengyi, before his death. The show's wedding scene was filled with eerie imagery, described by netizens as haunted. During the series' opening ceremony, Yu Menglong's name appeared surrounded by wreath-like floral arrangements, giving the entire event the look of a funeral ritual. Everything seemed to have been prepared in advance for Yu Menglong's death. As one netizen wrote, "Menglong suffered alone. Everyone in the industry knew what was coming, yet no one helped. It's as if his death served them all. Could they really have intended to fulfill the prophecy? A shock gives birth to all things." At this point, I can't help but feel outraged. I believe every person's fate is arranged by the divine. What right do these so-called screenwriters and directors, corrupted by the moral decay in the mainland, have to decide someone's destiny by turning it into a life script? Who do they think they are? Can they really cover the sky with one hand forever? The laws of the universe will not tolerate it. Evil deeds will inevitably bring retribution. That is the unchanging law of the universe. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your perspective. And don't forget to drop this icon in the comments to help us beat the YouTube algorithm. If you found this analysis valuable, please like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss future updates. Thanks for watching. See you next time.